I used to work as a late-night delivery driver during my early 20s. It wasn't a great job, but it paid enough to cover rent, and I didn't mind the quiet. Most nights, the city felt empty, like everything was asleep except for me. Looking back now, I think that's why it happened. I worked for a small local restaurant that stayed open until 2 a.m. My shift usually started at 6 and ended whenever the last order came in. The deliveries were pretty standard: apartments, houses, sometimes office buildings. Nothing unusual. But there was one thing I always noticed. Some addresses only ordered very late, like right before closing, and almost always the same order. One night, around 1:40 a.m., I got a delivery request. The address was a small house on the edge of town. I didn't recognize it, but that wasn't unusual. What was unusual? It was just a single bottle of water. No food, no extras, just water. When I got there, the house was completely dark. No porch light, no lights inside. I sat in my car for a moment, debating if I should even get out, but I figured maybe they just forgot. So I grabbed the bottle and walked up to the door. I knocked, no answer. As I turned to leave, I heard something, a faint sound from inside, like movement. I froze. Then, slowly, the door creaked open. Just a few inches. No one was there. I stood there, staring at the gap in the door. "Hello?" I called out. Nothing. Then, from somewhere deeper in the house, a voice. Soft. Almost, leave it. Inside. Every instinct I had told me not to move. But at the same time, I didn't want to cause trouble over something small. So I pushed the door open slightly and placed the bottle just inside the entrance. I didn't step in, not fully, just enough to set it down. And that's when I noticed it. The floor. It was wet, not like water. Thicker, sticky. And there were footprints leading deeper into the house. I backed away immediately. "Your delivery's here," I said quickly, stepping outside. No response. The door slowly shut on its own. I didn't wait. I got in my car and drove off. Back at the restaurant, I told myself it was nothing. Maybe someone was sick. Maybe they spilled something. There was always an explanation. There had to be. About a week later, another late-night order came in. 1:43 a.m. Same address, same order. One bottle of water. I stared at the screen for a long time. I thought about refusing it, but my manager insisted. "It's just a delivery," he said. So I went. When I arrived, the house looked exactly the same. Dark, silent, waiting. This time, the door was already slightly open. I didn't knock. I didn't speak. I just stood there. Then, I heard it again. That voice. Closer now. "Bring it."
Words, Meg.
To me, that was enough. I placed the bottle on the ground, outside the door. "I'm leaving it here," I said firmly. Then, I turned and walked back to my car. As I reached the end of the path, I heard something behind me. Fast, like footsteps. Running. I got into my car and locked the doors immediately. My hands were shaking as I started the engine. And then I looked up. There was someone standing in the doorway. Tall, too tall. Their head tilted slightly, watching me. Even from that distance, I could see their smile. I drove off without looking back. I didn't even report it. I just tried to forget. A few days later, I quit that job. I told myself it wasn't worth it. But before I left, I checked the delivery history. That address, it didn't exist. Not in the system. Not on any map. And the orders, they were never paid for. I don't know who or what was in that house. But sometimes, late at night, I still think about that voice. And I wonder, what would have happened if I had stepped inside